All right, guys, let's talk about trade halts. Trade halts are one of the most common things you'll see during a squeeze. It is where the parabolic nature of this short squeeze basically hits off the electric breakers, the circuit breakers, if you will, and trading is halted for 5 minutes. Okay, and this is practical behavior finance you can walk away with for later trades. When something like this happens, the first thing you do, if it's a 5 minute halt, you walk away from the computer, you walk away from your cell phone, and you go do something else. You get away from it, and you let it climb. Come back after 5 minutes, it'll start to work again. It might be longer. It might be 10 minutes. It might be 30 minutes. But no matter what happens, don't stand there being that guy that's just sitting there waiting for this thing to happen. There's a reason behind that. It's people get anxious. They start the wheels start turning, the hamster starts running in the wheel, and they start getting rabbit in their blood, which is a euphemism for I want to get out of here. I'm going to lose everything. And they sell early. They exit out, or they start to wind down their positions. Listen, awful move, awful move. Get away from the trade halts. As soon as the trade halts happen, walk away. And here's the other thing: it could be 2 days. It could go up to 30 days. What are you going to do then if it's 30 days? These are things you got to think about, because any number of these things can happen. Every minute you sit there and stand there and watch, it feels like an eternity waiting for something to happen. And people drive themselves nuts when this happens. It tends to make people skittish afterwards. So I encourage you, during a trade halt, walk away, find something else to do. And of course, eat an Eskimo pie. I told you that before. Do something else that's going to keep your mind away from the stocks, and your mind occupied, right? If your mind is occupied, you're not going to be worrying about it. And it's a halt anyway. It's not like it's going to move or do anything. No one's going to sell. Nobody is going to sell during a trade halt. They're just not. So there's no point in sitting around waiting for it, right? Put an alert out. Hey, well, once it breaks X amount of dollars, then come back and take a look, right? Remember, there's also what 12 million investors, some crazy number. That's 4 million in the US alone, and then the Europeans all over the world globally, South America, Central America, Brits, the English, the Irish, the Germans, the Swedes. There's a ton of investors, plus the ETFs. Believe me, they're not going to be selling during trading halts. Neither should you, right? People don't do that. But at the same time, don't get caught up in that mentality, that trade trauma mentality I talked about. It's when you have past experiences of bad trading, where market makers have snuffed you out, or they screwed you over, and you become a skittish person, or you become impulsive. You can't control yourself during volatility halts, right? That's that trade trauma we talked about. It's like that PTSD for trading, and that it's real. Believe me, it's real. I know this for a fact, and people swear by this thing. It's fear, it's uncertainty, and it's like you start thinking about the past. Oh, I got screwed over last time. Maybe I should get out early. No, you don't want to do that. And it's always these things happen at heightened states of awareness, right? So when you're most anxious is when it happens. So there's that guy that's somewhere in California or whatever, anywhere in any state, who's gonna have like a big thing of Pikes Peak Starbucks coffee. He's gonna be amped up. He's gonna be all jittery, and he's gonna see a trading halt, and he's gonna freak out, or she. It doesn't matter. Just keep that in mind. Like, relax. Don't overstimulate. I know that sounds silly, but don't overstimulate. It will affect your cognitive reasoning and your behavior. And don't drink. I cannot stress that enough either. Don't get intoxicated during the day. Don't smoke pot. Don't do anything. This is the time where you have to be clearly level-headed, sober, sober as a judge, as they say. All right. So keep that in mind, guys. Trade halts are a real thing, and the after effects and how behavior finance intersects with that. So keep that in mind. I'll see you at the next video. Bye.